Less than 24 hours, Georgians will be under a shelter-in-place order.
McDonald, though, said he did not know the man was handcuffed and was trying to use his foot to pin him to the ground so he could be handcuffed.
If your friends, neighbors, or local organizations are not complying, report them to us.
Howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Free Georgia Podcast. My name is Jake Green, joined by my co-host, Cat Hartley. Cat, how you doing?
Doing great. It's very, very, very cold here. I bet it's cold there too.
What? What's the temp right now?
30 degrees. 28 degrees.
Okay. So very, very, very cold is negative 28, which is what it was with a guy I talked to earlier today, and he's in Chicago. So that is very, very, very cold. So yours is chilly. I think yours is just chilly. But it seems as though the giant ice and snowstorm didn't actually hit Georgia. Is that right?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it did get like icy, but I didn't see any snow.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, they were predicting devastation throughout all of the South, and apparently that didn't happen. So,
I mean, I've seen a lot of conspiracy theories that it was
fake
manufactured,
snow.
Like it was made. Yeah. That the whole point was to keep everybody inside or something.
So I've seen those too. People trying to light snow on fire or melt it with a torch. Go try doing that with ice and just seeing what happens. It doesn't work that way. That's not how flames and ice interact. So don't believe these dumb conspiracy theories. Yeah. Okay, we're not even going to go there. All right, y'all. We've got a great show for you today. Before we get to our guest, y'all head on over to lpgeorgia.com. Learn more about the Libertarian Party of Georgia. Learn more about liberty and individual rights in general. You can take the world's smallest political quiz to show where you are on the political spectrum. Libertarian, conservative, authoritarian, progressive, moderate. I think there are some other diagrams as well that you could, I don't know. There are some other quizzes that provide different answers. Maybe Zane will have more of an opinion on that. You can check out a whole bunch of stuff. You can join the email list for the Liberty Watch, which is my favorite thing that you can do on LP Georgia's site. It'll give you all the legislation that could pass in the Georgia Congress and might affect your life if you live in the state. So if you don't live in the state of Georgia and you are watching this show and you want to learn more about your state affiliate, go to lp.com and go find your state affiliate and your local affiliate through there. So
I was gonna say,
yeah.
Speaking of Liberty Watch, Brian, our vice chair, is going to be on a podcast on Thursday.
Sweet.
Not debating, but discussing things with a what is it, Democratic Socialist?
Oh, it's going to be Brian.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
I submitted.
Decatur.
Yeah, Decatur-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy reached out to me because he thought I was still the chair of DeKalb County, and I gave him your name and Zane's name, and I guess the party gave him Brian's name. So I guess Brian will be going on. Interesting. I've never seen that show. The guy who I spoke to, what's his name? Dadgummit. I think his name is Max. I can't remember. But he seemed like a very good, very cool dude. Seems like the show is going to try to really dive into the intellectual side of both of those parties. So I'm interested to see what comes of it, because Brian will be a very good defender of libertarianism. So I'm excited. All right, y'all. We have a guest today. He is a co-host, contributor for Liberty Libations. And he's one of the most principled and intellectual libertarians that I know. And he's running for office. So give it up for Zane Placie. What's up, Zane?
How you guys doing?
cracking open a soda.
Oh, wait, wrong show.
All right. Zane, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Doing well. Good to be here.
Heck
I'm
yeah.
only on the sparkling water tonight since this is a very serious, important show, unlike my other one.
Like your other one. Perfect.
Yeah, we expect you to make your case on why you should be Fulton County's water and soil conservation representative.
Oh, I sure will. Don't you worry. But also, I do have some opinions on the Nolan chart, by the way. But maybe that's a topic for another time.
No. I want to actually hear about that. Let me bring it up so we can look at it while you give us your thoughts. Yeah, what are your thoughts on this? I kind of assumed you'd have thoughts on this, but I didn't know why. So let me hear it.
Yeah, so for those that aren't aware, the Nolan chart, it's named after David Nolan, who was one of the founders of the Libertarian Party. So it's a very old quiz. But the idea is they've got 10 like social issues and then 10 economic issues. And then based on how much you say the government should or should not be involved in it, then you get rated on each axis. And if you are libertarian in both, you end up in the libertarian quadrant and so on for like the progressive, conservative, moderate, authoritarian parts of the chart. Which, first of all, it's pretty hilarious when someone takes it and it's like, oh, I guess I'm just an authoritarian. Because it's obviously written to make you think that you're a libertarian, but no, I think people should not be able to control what kind of health insurance they get. But I think as a very simple quiz, just to get people thinking about libertarianism, it's good. You can definitely tell that it was created a long time ago and the idea has not been updated. Like the idea of saying, oh, libertarians are socially liberal and fiscally conservative. I think that was a coherent way of describing libertarianism 15 or 20 years ago. Now I think sometimes the line between like what even are economic versus social issues, or is a socially libertarian thing the same as like social progressivism? I think there's it's a lot muddier than it used to be.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, as soon as like just the definitions of conservatism and liberalism over time have shifted so much, especially when it comes to like politics itself, that it's hard to that description of what a libertarian used to be, I don't think fits at all anymore. I think that has gone by the wayside.
Especially because now to say that you're socially liberal or socially progressive kind of implies that you not only don't think that the government should use force to prevent people from like being gay married or something. It's not only that you think it should not be illegal, it's that you actively endorse people engaging in that behavior.
Yes.
And so those are two very different things. And a lot of people can't really understand what the difference between them are.
Yeah. And saying something like, I'm economically conservative. Well, the conservatives spend just as much money as the liberals at this point. So that literally means nothing.
Yeah, I'm fiscally conservative. Let's spend $2 trillion on the military.
Exactly. All right. Yeah, no, I like that. I think there are definitely some newer political quizzes that we could maybe put on the side at some point, but
I know that Colin McKinney on his site, he has a political quiz that actually I took the other day.
Okay.
It's long though. It can be actually really long. Like what it does is it has like the categories, and in those categories there's a bunch of questions, and you can answer as many questions as you want. So you can go through the questions, and then it has like load more questions. So you can get it very, very like, I guess, accurate if you want it to be.
Interesting. So depending on how much.
So what'd you
time
find
have.
out? Are you a libertarian?
Yes. I forget what kind of libertarian I was.
A socialist libertarian?
Probably, yeah. But yeah, and the cool thing at the end, it shows you what answers, because I had a lot of answers for each question, what answers each party or each like, ideology chose or would choose.
Interesting. And
So, like,
it does
it would
that.
say
It does that as you're answering the questions or after?
no, at the end, it'll
Yeah.
have all the questions, and then it'll have, like, percentages and stuff
So
of,
then
like,
you
what
could go
you
back
are.
and change your answers so that you are exactly what you want to be.
Exactly.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I'll have to go check out that quiz. I like more in-depth ones anyway. I think the 20 questions, I don't think is quite enough to, and obviously Zane's right. Like, it's trying to make you realize, I firmly believe that most people are far more libertarian than they even realize. And I feel like so many people don't even know what libertarianism is, or the principles that it's based off of. So, yeah, I think it serves a purpose, and I think it definitely. I mean, I took it when I first was becoming political, and I definitely was at that very peak point, that very top. But Zane, that's not what we have you here today to discuss. So, you are running for office in Fulton County. What is the office that you're running for?
So I am running for Fulton County Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisor.
Okay.
So
That's a long
if
name.
I mean, that's just completely self-explanatory. So what even is there more to say about it?
So yeah, one of the things that you've mentioned on Liberty Libations is part of the reason you're running is because you have no idea what this office actually does, because there's no documentation, there's no minutes, there's no real good description of what goes on. So can you is that correct? Like, can you confirm that that's the case?
Yeah, so I say it's like Obamacare. We had to pass Obamacare to find out what's in it. I need to run for this office to find out what they do. But just to give a little summary, every county in Georgia has these soil and water conservation district supervisors, and it's a mix of appointed and elected positions. So Fulton County, because it's so big, it has 3 elected commissioners and 2 appointed. And what they do, if my research is correct, all of these commissioners were established by a law, I think passed in the 1930s, having to do with erosion control. So the main duty, if you could say, of this board is, they're all unpaid, by the way, so they're just doing it out of the goodness of their heart, I guess, is to report erosion control violations and make sure nobody is running afoul of the regulations. So that sounds like that's what they say that they do, but
Okay.
what they actually could be doing is just annoying property owners and not letting them do what they want. And it's one of those things where no one has any clue who these commissioners are. You never hear about them on the news. Like, I tried looking at news stories about what they've been up to. I only found one, which I can get into later. But if you go onto their website, as you said, Jake, and click the link to get to their meeting minutes to see what they've actually been doing, the link is broken. And then if you fill out the contact form to like request that someone give you the minutes, no one gets back to you. So obviously I'm not saying that they're like the Illuminati, because I don't, as longtime viewers of Liberty Libations will know, I'm not big into theorizing about other people's conspiring, shall we say. But it is just yet another one of those nameless, faceless bureaucracies that no one even knows is there, but could be annoying people in a way that if I actually got, I mean, maybe I could win. But even if I didn't win, even if I just found out more about what they're up to, like, maybe that could be helpful, because these boards of something or other, especially when nobody's monitoring them, have a tendency to just, the minuscule amount of power that it is just completely can go to people's heads.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it definitely can. And that does sound like the water and erosion control in Georgia is wild, because I mean the state has so much water that comes from the sky, and just wipes things out. Like my whole property, when I lived in Georgia, we had constant water erosion problems and mud and silt coming in from the neighbors when they were doing construction, and our silt would go elsewhere and our backyard would flood. So I imagine that whoever's in charge of all of that could absolutely harass homeowners to no end, just based on any like home renovation project or backyard improvement that they're trying to make. So yeah, the fact that we don't have any details on what they're actually doing is definitely disturbing, considering how many people live in Fulton County. And one person is in charge of all of that. That's a huge county with, I mean, how many million, isn't it like 1 million people in Fulton County or close to it? Or maybe
probably over 1 million, but I'd have to check.
Yeah. So that's a lot of people for one person to be in charge of their water erosion and control. So it's interesting.
So the one news article about it that I did find was it was a bill that the Georgia legislature was considering last session. So you'd have to check with Brian about whether or not it eventually passed or whether it's back up for this session. But it was a bill to prevent municipalities from enacting much more stringent building regulations than what the state has.
Okay.
And of course, one of the Fulton County Soil and Water District supervisors turns up and is like, no, we can't have this. This would be terrible for the environment. Which it's one of those things where I'm sure it would be a little bit bad for the environment, but these bureaucrats, that there have been studies about when bureaucrats come up with a new regulation, how do they weigh the benefits of it versus how do they weigh the costs? And when they're coming up with the benefits of their proposed regulation, they obviously estimate all the first order effects, but they also like estimate second and third and fourth order effects of all the great things that will happen. Yeah. Regulation. But then on the costs, they're like, well, no, I don't care about that. So they put very little effort comparatively into figuring out what the cost of the regulations are. So especially on the environmental side, like, yeah you can say, oh, well, 2% more fish might not be able to breathe or something for if there's this more erosion in the water. But if the cost of that is like housing prices are tripled than they otherwise would have been, then right. You've got to consider both of those things. And my gut reaction to how people that are willing to be on the Soil and Water District Supervisory Board, I have a feeling that they are doing a lot of overestimating the benefits and underestimating the costs of what they're advocating for, especially because at the same hearing it said in the news article, there was a representative from the Georgia Association of Home Builders who is like, we can't build because there are all these really stringent building codes that you're saying we have to have, or because the erosion will be too bad if we don't have it.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly like, not to take it to a much bigger concept, but that's exactly what like the climate change folks are all about, like the Stop Oil group. They vastly overestimate and focus only on the benefits of no longer producing oil, while the downsides of it are far more dramatic and problematic. If you don't produce oil, you don't have anything that we have today, and millions and probably billions of people would die. So that's a very similar, it's a weird strategy of folks to, rather than actually present something fairly so that people can make up their own minds about it, they skew it dramatically in their own favor. That's just,
and I will actually say, I'm sure that erosion is a much more real issue than most of what you hear coming out of the climate change lobby. I mean, not to get us off topic, but those guys, I mean, what they report is just so wildly overhyped from what the studies they're citing actually say. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
With erosion, it's like obviously erosion happens, and if you build more without thinking about it, then you're going to end up with more of it. And as a good Rothbardian, I don't think we should be blind to the fact that without the state, you would have some kind of other way of handling these issues. Like if you're building and it causes a bunch of erosion, and now the stream that I had been using is full of sediment, like in a Rothbardian libertarian framework, we would say competently that a free society would somehow through the courts figure that out so that you can't just erode as much as you want to and suffer no consequences for it. So as much as I critique politicians, especially Republicans, that say, well, I'm a businessman, and when I get elected, I'm gonna run the government like a business. You can't run a government like a business because you don't get the market signals when you're the government that you would if you're in the government, even if you would like to, because the government is in a position where it forcibly takes people's tax money and then builds things that everyone usually gets for free, whereas a business can only get money by people voluntarily paying it and then has to sell its own products. So even if you were trying to run a government like a business, you couldn't, because the kind of information you would need to be able to make a decision the way a business does is just not available to you. So I don't want to say I'm going to be a Fulton County Soil and Water District Supervisor, and when I get in there, I'm going to run it like a business. But I think I will at least say if I were elected, I would try to think about the issues at hand in a way that a court would if we didn't even have this commission at all, and it was just private parties bringing claims against each other.
I like it. That seems like a very logical approach. So let's say, first off, when is the election?
The election is November 3rd. So, you'll have all those elections like Senate, U.S. House, a bunch of governors, and then all the way down at the end of the ballot, you'll have the most important one, which is this one.
Yeah, save the best for last. I mean, that's kind of how it works, right?
And is the incumbent, will they be on the ballot as well?
I don't know. I would assume so. So a fun fact about this particular election is that it has not been contested for at least 10 years, because I found the election results going back to 2018. And it has always been two people running for two openings or one person running for one opening, because there are 3 elected commissioners, so they go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So this year it's going to be 2 openings. And I do not know if the 2 incumbents will be running again. I would assume that they will be, but this time, unlike any time in the past 10 years, there will be a little bit of competition.
I love it.
We should host a debate between y'all.
Oh,
that sounds like a great idea. The only problem is I have no idea how to contact any of these people.
I mean,
we can get on.
You have a long time. Yeah, we have months. We'll find them.
Me and Kat can help set that up. So yeah, you just provide us with their names, and we'll set that up for you, and we can have a full-on debate on the Free Georgia podcast.
I feel like I have some learning to do before I would be prepared for that. I've actually had several people reach out to me since I've made it public that I'm doing this. A surprising number being like, oh, I used to work in this area, or oh, I ran for this exact same office in Florida or some other state. And I definitely need to talk to all these people, because again, I'm starting off this campaign with not a lot of knowledge of what they even do, but I'm gonna find out. The first order of business is I've got to actually get myself on the ballot. So the petition requirement for this is a paltry 25 signatures compared to what I know all the statewide candidates are. They're all trying to get 100,000 signatures, and I wish them the best of luck on that. But I'm going to focus on me getting my 25, which I'm pretty sure I can do. And then I've just got to take it down to the Fulton County Board of Elections. And as long as they don't purposely sabotage my paperwork, I'm going to get on the ballot, and then I can really start this campaign in earnest.
So, yeah, I mean, definitely get at least 50 or 60 signatures so that they don't discount every single one. And it has to be Fulton residents, right? It can't be people who like live in DeKalb.
It's got to be registered voters in Fulton County. And I meant to be passing around the petition at convention, but because I was very busy that day, I completely forgot. So
Yeah,
that
but I
would
feel
have
like most of
that now I don't have.
Yeah, but y'all have Fulton meetups, so you'll get those signatures anyway.
I'll get them.
Yeah, you'll get them. Man, I would definitely like to host a debate about this because I think that would be very interesting, and it wouldn't be till late, like September, October time. Maybe sometime around then, and we'll reach out to you. Give us the names, we'll reach out to the folks, and we'll see if we can get them on board. And yeah, I think it'd be a good time. Yes, I mean, I don't know. Kat, do you have any more questions for Zane about his running for office right now?
No, I'm just very excited, and I wish I lived in Fulton so that I could, sign your petition and everything, or not petition, signature and stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Well, Zane, yeah. Do you have any more comments before we move on to whatever Kat has prepared for us?
Go to voteplacie.com. I would ask for money, but asking for money requires a lot of paperwork, so I'm going to try to put that off. I think I can run a very low budget campaign here, but definitely check my website out. We've got to drive traffic to the website so that it comes up when people search for this, which probably people won't even search for it to begin with, because this election has not come across anyone's radar, I guarantee you, in the past decade. People just show up to the voting booths, they see that it's an uncontested race, and they either vote for the person who it is because they don't care, or they write in Santa Claus or something. And there's some I'm really going for the Santa Claus demographic here, because why write in yourself when you can vote for someone who's not the incumbent in this race? There's a certain I think if I'm giving an honest assessment of my chances in this campaign, I think the incumbents having a little I next to their name might be a big problem for me, because I think most people, if they don't know of any serious problem, will just vote for whoever the incumbent is, even if they have no clue who anyone is, which is the vast majority of the electorate.
Yeah.
Which honestly I think is a little bit of a critique of democracy in general. If we're having all of these people come in and vote on positions that they've never even heard of, why are we even doing this? This is a little bit silly. But leaving that aside, I think it will be a challenge for me to overcome that. But I think there is a minority of the population that are maybe more aligned with us that will vote for whoever is not the incumbent. And last election, the guy who is running unopposed got 400,000 votes. And so even if it's only a small proportion of the population that votes for me because I'm not the incumbent, I think that I'm locked into at least tens of thousands of votes. So
there we go. Yeah, could be the highest vote getter in the Libertarian Party in 2026.
It very well could be.
Very well could be. That'd be awesome. All right, y'all, go to voteplacie.com. And you can also go check out Zane on Liberty Libations every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 2-hour show where we drink and talk politics, and it's delightful. We have trivia that night as well, which I think Kat has for us today.
Yes. So, yes, I was very excited Zane was coming on, so I made a little general knowledge trivia for him.
Okay. Do I need to? You can. If I bring it up on stage, am I going to see some of the answers?
I don't.
Because I can see the whole.
Let me present it.
You need to upload it, I think. Oh wait, no, that could have been it. Here we go. There we go.
Sweet.
Let's do it.
Here we go. I'm excited. Now, for those who aren't aware, last week at convention, Kat and I had the pleasure of guesting on another podcast called Are You Smarter Than a Politician? Which, when I first heard the name of it, I literally thought it was a libertarian trivia show. It turned out not to be that, and you should all go watch the episode. It was me, Kat, and Chase Oliver on it. Very good episode, but I'm glad that I do get some actual libertarian trivia here. Hopefully I don't embarrass myself.
I'm going to embarrass you, Zane. That's what I'm going to do. All right, let's go, Kat.
Let's get started. Okay, first question. In which city was the party founded?
Oh, dadgummit.
Oh, y'all don't know? This was supposed to be the easy one.
Yeah, we're both playing.
Oh, is it shout out your answer or write it down or what?
Shout out your answer.
Yeah, just shout out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. I know the year. I don't know the city. I'll say Chicago.
Colorado Springs.
Colorado Springs.
Wow.
Okay. That was unexpected.
Okay, next one. Who was the first Libertarian presidential nominee?
Hospers.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's correct.
The reason I know this actually came up in Libations trivia a couple months ago, because John Hospers is the only libertarian to ever receive an electoral vote while running as the libertarian nominee. Because in 1972, it was Nixon won in a landslide, but there was one faceless elector that voted for this guy, and it's never happened since.
Yep.
All right, next question. In Human Action, Ludwig von Mises argues that economics is a subset of what broader discipline?
Praxeology.
I would never have done
Correct. I knew Zane would get that.
Yeah, no, I figured.
So the funny thing is that he spends multiple chapters developing the idea of praxeology and how it's technically different from economics, and he's the only person in history that's ever cared about that distinction.
Interesting.
Did you read that book?
I have read Human Action, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
You have?
Well, then how did you not know?
I've heard Human. I don't have a memory like Zane's memory. I remember broad concepts and principles. I don't remember specific words from books. Zane can quote things like no one's business, and it drives me crazy.
Okay, well, speaking of quotes, so in 2024, Donald Trump spoke at the LNC. While being booed mercilessly by the crowd, he said this: "Keep your blank percent every 4 years."
I'm going to say 2%.
I'm going to say 1%.
What's your answer, Jake? You guys underestimated 3%.
Keep your 3% every 4
Wow,
years.
he was so generous. We hardly ever even get 3%.
What a generous president this guy is. Yeah. Yeah, he
I
was
gotta
booed
say
mercilessly,
that
for sure.
I was booing him for part of his speech, but I have to admit that line was actually hilarious.
It was. I do remember the line. I just didn't remember what number he said.
All right, next question. What years did Ron Paul run for president?
As a libertarian?
As a libertarian. No, not as a libertarian, just in general.
Okay, I think as a libertarian, he was the nominee in 88, and then as a Republican in 2008 and 2012.
Yes.
There you go.
Literally what I was saying, but Zane stomped all over me.
It's okay. Y'all both get the point.
Yay!
All right, next question. So Ross Ulbricht, founder of the Silk Road, was arrested for running a massive online anonymous drug and contraband marketplace and engaging in associated criminal conspiracies. How many years was he sentenced to, and how many did he serve?
So he was sentenced to 2 life sentences plus 30 years.
Yeah, I thought it was.
And then he actually served 11.
I'm gonna say he served. Hang on, I'm doing math. I don't know. I think he served 12.
I had the year on here when he got arrested, and then I was like, that's gonna help y'all, so I'm gonna take it off. So Zane was kind of right on the sentencing, but yeah, it was 11 years.
It was more than.
I have to say that was that was the only part of Trump's speech where no one in the room was booing when he said he was going to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look. The Libertarians booing the entire speech. I want to punch each one of you in the face if I didn't believe so much in the nap. Like, don't do stupid things. Act like children. That drove me insane. A guy tried to punch me during the middle of the speech because I told him to shut up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I have it on camera. I was live streaming the whole thing.
Did you post it?
Yeah, it's out there.
Okay, somewhere. All right, question 7. Which economist developed the idea of the knowledge problem, arguing that central planners can never have enough information to allocate resources efficiently?
Hayek.
Jake?
I was going to say Rothbard, but I think it's Hayek.
It was Hayek.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, so
Okay,
this is
next
oh, go.
You go. No, you go.
Oh, so the Hayekian knowledge problem can kind of be explained by asking the person you're talking to explain to you how to ride a bike. Hayek's point is there are things that people who have worked a job for a long time just know, even though they can't explain it. So if you've got millions of people across the economy that have skills that they can't articulate, and you're like, let's stop having them make decisions and let's centralize all of it in a board of planners. There are things that the planners just can't know that no one can tell them.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Next question. Name 2 Fox News on-air personalities who openly identify as libertarian. There are 3, but I just want you to name 2.
I'll say Kennedy and Cat Timpf, which is the only reason I ever watched Gutfeld. Even though Gutfeld was pretty good during the Biden administration, ever since Trump, like the first month and a half of Trump was still pretty hilarious watching Gutfeld, but then he just I don't know if he got a memo saying you're not allowed to criticize Trump, but it's just every night he would have almost the same segment just making fun of how stupid leftists are. And it's like, yes, I agree with you. But at some point we have to stop taking victory laps and actually talk about the important stuff.
So Kennedy is definitely one. I didn't know she was still on the air. I thought her show was done. Is she on Gutfeld?
She goes on Gutfeld, and then I thought she still was like a part of Fox News.
She could be. Are we including just like people Gutfeld has on? Because Michael Malice is on there. I mean, I don't know if he's technically a libertarian. I think he's more of an anarchist. But
I counted Gutfeld as a libertarian.
Oh, interesting.
Because on his Wikipedia, he's called a libertarian.
Wikipedia is always right.
Okay. And ChatGPT said it.
Okay.
So
I have no idea if Gutfeld is libertarian. I don't ever watch the show. I just see clips of Michael Malice being hilarious. So Kennedy would be mine, and I don't even remember who else is on this channel anymore. So Kennedy would be the only one that I would know.
All right, so Zane got it first, but then you got it second. So I'll give you both points.
Interesting.
All right, next
I didn't know
question.
Gutfeld thought of himself that way.
I don't think he actually like calls himself that, but like he had a sketch show called, it was like Red Light or Red Door, something like that.
Oh, Red Eye. Yeah.
Red Eye. And
Okay.
it's like a libertarian like little sketch thing, so maybe he's changed his mind, but
maybe. All right.
All right, next question. So who ran in the California state gubernatorial race in 1978, earning about 5.5% of the vote?
Wow, this is hard. I've got nothing on this.
Do we know who this person is?
He was the first libertarian to run in a governor race. He seems pretty well known. I think he also might have tried to run for a presidential election.
Interesting.
Y'all are both looking off like in the same direction. Very
Well,
intently.
I'm trying to think. I honestly don't know. I can't answer this one.
I think Larry Sharp is from California, but I think he's not this old to have already been running.
No,
almost
Larry
50
Sharp's
years
New
ago.
York.
Oh, right. Duh. Well,
You're thinking
they're
the other
You want
same state.
initials?
other Larry. Yeah.
EC.
EC.
That didn't help.
That Earl Chambers. I don't know.
Good one. I've got nothing.
Okay. His name was Ed Clark.
Ed Clark.
Do we not know him?
No, never heard that name before in my life.
Okay. Okay, last one. James Buchanan won the Nobel Prize in Economics for developing what school of thought?
Public choice theory.
Sure. Don't give
Yeah.
me any points.
Okay, bonus question. I think, Zane, you actually kind of mentioned it when you were talking about water and soil. So you'll probably get this right. But soil and water conservation districts were created in response to what major environmental disaster in the United States?
I think it's specifically the Dust Bowl.
Really?
Yeah, because it would have been the right time period. Yep.
Wow.
Dang. Good
Yeah.
job, Zane.
Yeah, good job, Zane. This is why
Thank
Zane is the smart person on our show who runs the trivia, and I just ask questions. There. All right. Well, congrats, Zane, on demolishing me in very difficult libertarian trivia.
Thank you.
All right, y'all, before we head out, go on over to lpgeorgia.com. Check out everything we're doing around the state. We post events on there. We post all sorts of stuff on our website, and follow LP Georgia on X and Libertarian Party of Georgia over on Facebook. I think Facebook is the biggest community for LP Georgia. So go check that out. And yeah, come back Mondays at 8 p.m. for more of this show. Kat, Zane, y'all got anything else to say before we head out?
I'm looking forward. We're going to be interviewing as many of our nominees as possible. So if you guys want to hear about their platforms and campaigns, tune into our next few episodes.
Heck yeah. I love it. All right, Zane, thank you for coming on, man. And I won't see you Thursday. Brad Binkley is guest hosting Liberty Libations this coming Thursday. So if you like Brad, if you like the Propaganda Report, go check that out. And we'll see you next time on the Free Georgia Podcast. Peace.